So you have any doubts in whatever has been taught so far? That is in the selection construct. Do you have any doubt in the selection construct? If you have any doubts, you can just let me know. Any doubts? So shall I continue with the next? What is the iterative construct or iteration construct? Or we can also call it as a looping statements, looping construct. I want response.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So we'll be seeing looping statements, or it is also called as iterative constructs. Now, what is this looping statement? A looping statement means you have certain set of statements, right? A certain set of statements which keeps on executing. It will execute. Okay, it keeps on executing. That is, when I just say it keeps on executing, means same set of the statements will be executed repeatedly, more than once, or n number of times it will be repeated based on the condition. We all these is in selection construct. Whatever was what was actually happening was, right, based on the condition, certain set of the statements was executed, right? When certain set of the statements were executed, it is just only one time execution. It would not go back. But whereas in the iteration here, it we can just say it can be defined as execution of certain set of statements again and again and again until a condition is satisfied. Till the condition is satisfied, these statements will be executed again and again. Under this, we have three statements: while statement, a do while statement, and the for statement. Now, what is this while statement? We'll just see everything one by one. While statement. While statement, it is also known as pre-tested iteration structure. Means it is also called as pre-tested iteration construct. It is also known as pre-tested iteration construct. Means here the condition is checked at the beginning. Only when the condition is true, it will go ahead with the execution. Now we'll just see the syntax. Syntax is while. Let's go on to the next line. While I have a condition. Okay. Mama. Yes. So these are nothing but the I can say statement one. Statement. Yeah. Yes. and any other statements. This means that if you have any other statement, those statements will be executed. And next, we have statement in so in case any other statement, those statements will be executed. Okay. See here, this is the syntax. There is a while condition. In case this condition is true, whatever the condition is there, in case the condition is true, we'll just enter into this while statement, this thing construct, and these statements will be executed. Once it is executed, what it does is it will again go back. It will again go back. It will check for the condition. Again, if it is true, this will be executed. Again, once it is executed, again it will go back. So this keeps on repeating till the condition goes false. Once the condition is false, it will directly come to the it will directly come out of this while loop and it will execute the other statement which is there in the program. That is the statement n+1. See, the main difference between your if statements and your while statements is this thing, the looping statement. Here in your if, say for example, this is a if condition here. Your if at all there is a if condition here, what happens? The condition was true, the statement was executed and it will just come out and it will go on to the next line for the execution in case if it is there. But whereas in the while statement, here this set of statements will keep on executing. It will keep on executing again and again till this condition goes first. That is why it is called as the looping statements. Now, how it is, we will just see in the flowchart format. Now you have a condition. If the condition is true, it will just enter here. Here you have the statements. All statements are put it into one simple block. This entire thing is there, no? This entire thing, here we are showing it as one simple block. Got it? Now, if the condition is, if it is true, the statements will be executed. After the statement is executed, again it will just go back and to the condition. It will check for the condition. If it is true, again the statements will be executed. So here you can just see this is a looping here. That here it is a looping. When it will just come out, it will just come out when the condition goes false. When the condition goes false. Now, say, for example, here when you are checking for the condition, first time only the condition goes false. The first time when I was checking the condition, initially the condition is false. At that time, the statements will never be executed. It will never be executed. It will directly come out of this while statements and execute any other statements. Got it? So only this statements will be executed. First it will test for the condition, it will check for the condition. If the test condition is true, then the statements will be executed. The statements will be executed. Again, it will just go back, right, and check for the condition. This will repeat until the condition goes false. Example, where will we use this? An example. Let me just take it as an example. I will just take some variable, sum is equal to 0, count is equal to 1, and declare. So this is what, while count, count is lesser than or equal to 5, sum is equal to sum plus count. Count plus. Right. While count sum count sum. Okay. We have taken an example. Now we'll just try to execute this example. For that, what I'll do is like, I'll place the cursor here. I'll just go to insert. So I want count and sum. We'll just say count and sum. Right, where it is going. I go back. Okay, here I'll insert. Okay. No. Oh, again, yeah. Not a problem. Not a problem. I want everything in one single sheet. Later on, I will. So these are the variables. See, whatever the diagram which I am showing now, that is a tabular format. This is like internally how this will execute. This is like how within the memory of the computer, the variable values keeps on changing. This you need not write anywhere. This is for your understanding how this particular code snippet will work. Okay. Now we'll just see. I have not written yet. Now I just say printf total sum is equal to, I'll just say %LD and I will say sum. Okay, now the code is complete. Code snippet is complete. So I'll just try executing. Now we'll just say sum is equal to 0 now. Yes, initially you're initializing 0 to sum and count is 1. Correct. Now it will come. Why? Count is lesser than equal to 1. What is the count value? Count is 1. Is 1 lesser than 5? Yes, 1 is lesser than 5. It is true. So it will enter this loop statement. While loop it will enter. Now here sum is equal to sum plus count. So what happens is like always whenever you have the assignment operator, whatever you have to the right side, this has to be computed first and then the result should be sent to this particular sum. So what is the sum? What is the value I have in sum? So in sum I have 0. In count I have 1. So I need to add this. 0 plus 1 is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1 and this 1 is being sent to sum. So I will say the latest value is 1. Next what will happen? The next statement, count is being incremented. Initially count was 1. Now count will become 2. Now again what happens? It will, after this, again it will just go back and it will just check. What is the count value? Count value now it is 2. Is 2 lesser than or equal to 5? Yes, 2 is lesser than or equal to 5. It is true. Again it will enter here. Now sum is equal to sum plus count. What is the sum value? Sum value is 1. Count value is 2. So I need to add these two and that will be resultant, that will be sent to sum. So 1 plus 2 is 3. I'll just say 3 here. Next, count is being incremented. Count will be incremented. Right? Because count initially it was 2. Next you are incrementing it. So it will become 3. Next, again we'll just go back. What is the count value? Count value is 3. Is 3 lesser than or equal to 5? Yes, 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. At that time, what will happen? It will enter here. What is the sum value? In sum, I have 3. In count, I have 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And count is incremented. Count will become 4. Next, again, it will just go back. What is the count value now? Count is 4. Is 4 lesser than or equal to 5? Yes, 4 is lesser than or equal to 5. It will just come here. Sum is equal to sum plus count. So what is this sum latest value? It is 10. Now count will become 5. Next, I'll not put is equal to. Enough. If I put is equal to, it will become, what do you say, one count have decreased. Okay. Again, I'll just go back here. I'm going back here. My count is, what is my count? My count is 5. Is 5 lesser than 5? No, 5 is not lesser than 5. Initially, I had put is equal to. If 5 is lesser than equal to 5, 5 is equal to 5. So, again, it will run once again. Now what I will do, I will stop here. I will not run here. So here the 5 is less than 5. It is going to stop the execution here. It will just come out of the while loop itself. This till here it is the while loop. It will just come out of the while loop and it is just going to execute the statement. Now here it is telling total sum is equal to percentage. The value here it is what is that you are displaying? Total sum. So it will display sum is equal to 10. This is what it is going to display. Now, this is how the variables are in the memory of the computers. How are these variables placed? That is what we are seeing in this particular table. Now, this is the output of this particular code snippet. Now tell me, what is this particular code snippet doing? What is the question of this particular code snippet doing? What is the question? What it is doing? What are we trying to actually find out here? Definitely we are trying to find out something, right? What is that?
Sum from 0 to 4, 5.
So it is whenever you need to find the sum of first, this particular code snippet is to find the sum of first 5 natural numbers. Sum of first 5 natural numbers. First 5, huh?
4, ma'am, 4.
First 4, no? Yeah, I will put is equal to. Yeah. Now it is to find first 5 natural numbers. If it is, you will just say like this, it is first 4 natural numbers. What you can do is like you can give n here. In your input, you can take the value for n, and this value can be the n value can be, you can give 50, 100, whatever it is, you can give. The execution time is the same. So here, whenever we are using the while loop, here we need to see that first the condition is checked. In case the condition is true, only then the statement will be executed. And this statements will be executed again and again until the condition goes false. Any doubt you have? Any doubts? You don't have any doubts, I'll just go on to the next, that is do while statement. First, we just see the general syntax of the do while statement. Okay. This is also known as post-tested iteration structure. That was pre-tested. Here it is post-tested. What do you mean by post-tested? Means at the end you are going to test. Sometimes and just say do I. Internet connection is unstable. Okay. So I have these statements here. My MD statement 1, statement next. Yes, you while condition, and here you have a semicolon. Next, here and that's one. See, here what happens is like first the statements will be executed, right? Once the first time the statement is executed, once it is executed, at the end there is a condition check. In case the condition is true, again it will just go back. The statement is executed. Then will check the condition. If it is true, again it will just go back. Like this, it will happen. So the main difference here is like here the condition is checked at the end. That is in while loop, the condition was checked at the first. So it is as simple as like in the while loop, in the entrance they are checking for your ticket. So there is no chance for you to entering even some part. Whereas in your file, tickets are being checked at the exit point. So at least you can enter once. You can enter once at the exit point. They're going to check. So to re-enter again, if that is true, only then you can re-enter. So here, whether the statements are whether the condition is true or false, if the condition is false, the statement is executed at least once. The condition is false. The condition is false also. The statement is executed at least once. But whereas in your do while statement, the statements will be executed only when the condition is true. Here do is the keyword. Do is the keyword. Here you have a flower bracket, and here all the statements, and here you have the closing flower bracket, and here you have the while condition, and this condition should always be in the parenthesis, and there is a semicolon here. And next is the statement n plus 1. In case the condition is false, it will just directly come out and executes the statements which is available next. This is the flowchart. So first the statement is being executed. At the end, after once execution, at the end it is just going to check for the condition. In case the condition is true, again it will just go back. The statement is executed. Now you can just see there is a looping here. But you can just see in all there also you have three things. You have three things if you can just see. Condition check. Okay. Before the condition check, see here, I'll just tell you this. You have the initialization here. Here you have the condition check. Correct. And here you have the increment. In all the three iteration sentence, these three things will be there. But where it is placed will matter. No. In the other case, the first statement is executed, at the end will just come. It will just check in case it is the condition is right, it will just come out. That's it. So we'll just see an example for this also. Example. I'll take the same example. Sum is equal to 1. Count is equal to 1. I'll take sum is equal to 0. Count is equal to 1. Next, I will say do. Oh my god. Do. Sum is equal to sum plus 0 to 20 count. Then you have what we call as count plus. Next, here you are checking for the condition while count is lesser than or equal to 3. Then type total sum is percentage sum. See, generally, the question asked is like compare while and do while. That is the most common and the simplest question asked. Okay, now we'll just see how this will execute. Now, before that, I'll delete all this. I'll keep these two and I delete all this because initialization. No, initialization. Now, sum is initialized to 0, count is initialized to 1. So here, what will happen? Sum is equal to sum plus count. Sum is equal to sum plus count. So sum will become 1 and count will become 2. Here it will just come and check, is count lesser than or equal to 3? Yes, it is 2 is lesser than or equal to 3. Again, it will just go back and it will just say sum is equal to sum plus count. Sum is equal to sum plus count is 2 plus 1 is 3 and count plus 3. So now it is, we're just going to check is count is less than or equal to 3. A count is equal to 3. Again, it is true. So it will just go back again here. So sum is equal to sum plus count. So this also will be executed. It is 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Again, it will come here count plus plus. So count will become 4 Now again it will just check is 4 is lesser than 3. Now it is going to check is 4 lesser than. Did I miss something? I'll just go back once again. There was some. Mute ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ? Okay. Yeah, I'm muted. I'm going from starting because I think somewhere I missed the flow. Okay. So 0 and 1. So here it is sum is equal to sum plus count. 0 plus 1 is 1 and count has been incremented. Count will become 2. Now it will just check is 2 is lesser than 3. Yes, 2 is lesser than 3. So again it will just go back here. Sum is equal to sum plus count. So this will become 3 and count plus. Now it will just check if 3 lesser than or equal to 3. Yes, 3 is lesser than or equal to 3. So again it will just go back. Sum is equal to sum plus count. So you have sum plus count is 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Now count is again incremented. So count will become 4. Now again it will just check is 4 lesser than or equal to 3. 4 is not lesser than or equal to 3. At this point of time it is error and it is just going to stop. There it will just going to stop. Now it will print of total sum is equal to sum is percentage t. So I'll just what I get is like I'll just check total sum is equal to the answer is 6. So here it is going to find the sum of first 3 natural numbers. There I had given 5. Now I have given 3. See the procedure everything is same. The output also you just get the same, but the syntax is different here. That's it. Syntax is different. The approach is different, but whatever it is doing, like the application is one and the same. This is how your do while statements actually work. Any doubts? Chart 4 is not less than 3. It cannot be counted. Yes, 4 is not less than 3. So I'm not going to repeat again. It is not counted. This is not counted. See, because at the end it is going to count. No, so that is the reason this is still here. It is there. Fine, but it will not go for the next round. Next round it is not possible.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what is that much different in this both programs? Means,
I'm not able to hear you. Can you please be bit loud?
ma'am, what is that much different in both, ma'am? What if we check the condition at the beginning or at the end? What makes so difference between these two, ma'am?
That's what I am telling. See, in the do while, the major difference here is like in the do while, whether the condition is true or false, or the ones the statements have been executed. See, it has got its own applications in various field, various programs. In certain programs, it has got its applications.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am.
You understood? All are doing the same thing. While statement is doing the same thing, do while statement is also doing the same thing. But it's having a different syntax. Now you can just ask me when the board does the same thing, why you want the same, why you want the two things, right? That's what you're asking. But
Yes, ma'am.
what we're telling is it's actual applications we are not learning, right? It's actual applications we are not learning. Down the lane, somewhere you have these applications for some particular problem. These applications might have been required. Got
Okay.
it? It's got its own specific applications. But as of for your part, what you're doing is like you are only knowing, you're getting to know only the syntax and how it works. That's it. Nothing more. For all your programming, this thing and all, you are learning only how the syntax is there and how the execution is taking place. Except for this, you're not going to learn anything.
Okay,
Got
ma'am, I
it?
got. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Anything else? Next, we have for the for loop. For loop, here also it's the same thing. See, The first in the while loop I just show you have three things. You have the initialization, you have the condition initialization, there you have the condition check, and you had the incrementation. I'll just show you here. See, initialization, condition check, increment, right? Increment, you can also use increment or the decrement operator in the syntax. Next, coming to here, I'll show it in the example, you can understand better. You have the initialization, you have the increment, and then at the last you are going to check the condition. These three statements are there, but it is in the jumbled form. Where you are using, how you are using, only the matters. That's it. Before going on to the for loop, I'll give you 2 minutes time. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes time. Please go through. In case you have any doubts, you can just ask me, because this is very important. No doubts? Shall I continue then?
Yes, ma'am.
The next is for loop, for statement. It is also known as fixed iteration fixed execution iteration structure. Yeah. Now, syntax goes like this. You have for loop, expression, okay. This is the syntax of your for loop. In the for loop, see, for loop you have this parenthesis. Here you have expression 1, expression 2, expression 3. Your expression 1, here you have the initialization. Your expression 2, here you are going to check the condition. In the expression 3, here you will have your increment or the decrement operator. So what it does is like, first it will just come, the initialization will generally happen. The next it will come and check for the condition. In case the condition is true, it will enter into the for loop statement and these statements will be executed. After it's executed, again it will just go back. Here expression 3, you will have the condition check. Sorry, incrementation. Here it will just get the or the variable will get incremented. Once it is being incremented, again it will just go back and here it is going to check for the condition. If the condition is true, again the statements will be executed. It will go back, increment, go back, condition check, execute, increment, condition check. If it is true, execute. So here it is the loop. In case the condition is false, it will just come out of the for loop itself. Now I will just show you the flowchart format. Here is the control variable that is, you can just take, see in the flowchart, here you need to remember one thing. So I'll just show you here. Now you can see here. Just count your initializing, count your checking the condition, count your incrementing. But whereas for some you are initializing, some you are not checking, some you are not incrementing. So it is the count is the variable which is undergoing all the three processes. That is, it is going to initialize, it is going to check the condition, it is going to increment. It is same here also. Same here also. Count is initializing, count is incrementing, count is condition check. So this count will act as the control variable. That is, whenever you are writing in the for loop, where you are writing the initialization, where you are checking the condition and where you are doing the increment, this here only one single operator should be there. That I mean, count is equal to 1, count is lesser than 5, count plus plus. It should come like this. You can't write count is equal to 1, sum is lesser than 5, sum plus plus. No. If you are writing C or count, the entire for loop should come with that condition only. That is what you are telling here. This you are just telling is that it is the control variable, its initial value and the final value. That is how you are just telling. Then if it is true, it is going to execute the statements, and here it is the looping. The statements will execute here the looping. In case it is false, you have to put one more this thing, arrow mark here like this, telling if it is false, it is just going to come out of the statements. Now I just execute the same problem. How we'll just see here. Before that, I will see if there are any chat. One question is there. Ma'am, whether switch case comes under selection constraint. Yes, yes, switch case is selection construct itself.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, like you defined that that count is a control variable, ma'am, for which we have assigned a value of 1 in the beginning also, and then afterwards we are giving it an operator and we are giving it a condition also. Ma'am, in the same way, like for the sum also we are having an initialization of that sum is equals to 0, and then afterwards we are writing like sum is equals to sum plus count. So we don't have to, it is, ma'am, then it is not called that control variable, because it will also have a.
No. It is not called. Where are you using this? Where are you checking the condition? Where are you checking the condition? Here. Where are you checking the condition? Where are you incrementing? See, when I'm just telling increment, this is only the incrementing, right? Like always when you are, remember one thing. Always when you are incrementing, the increment will happen only by 1 unit. When you just say sum is equal to sum plus count, you can just see. Initially it is going to add 0 plus 1 is 1. For next time, 1 plus 2 is been added 3. So it is not an increment. Please don't take it as an increment operator. It is doing the addition, but not the increment.
Oh yes, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I just take the same thing. Sum is equal to 0. I'll put here. For instead of count, I will just write C. This is only for me to typing it text, only for that reason. You can give any variable name. Count is lesser than or equal to 3, C plus plus. Okay, then you just come here, or you just say sum is equal to sum plus C. Anything. Okay. Okay. It's the same thing. Okay. If you will confuse, I will put here only. I don't want you people to get confused. See, this you will definitely we will be using this column only when we know the fixed execution. Whether a fixed execution, like how many times you are going to execute a particular this thing, that time we are going to use. And generally, its applications we are having in the what do you say that matrices to take the elements, array elements. We are using only the for loop and nothing else. Okay. Now I'll just show you this, the same thing. I will copy this. Control C. Control C. Get back. Come here. Yeah. Control V. Now I will delete these. Delete. Hey, cancel. Okay. So initially sum is 0. I have put sum is equal to 0. Okay. Now in the next here you just say count is equal to 1. So in the variable count I'll put 1. Next it is just checking. This first part is the initialization part. So I'm not going to touch it again. So it will come here. It will just say count is if count is lesser than equal to 3. So count is 1 now, right? Yes, 1 is lesser than or equal to 3. If it is true, it will just come enter here. It will just sum is equal to sum plus count. Sum is equal to sum plus count is 1. So after this, again it will just go back and count is being incremented. Now again it will just check here, is 2 lesser than or equal to 3? Yes, 2 is lesser than or equal to 3. Again it will just come, it will do its addition. Again it will just go back, count will become 3. Now it will again ask, is 3 lesser than or equal to 3? Is lesser equal to 3. So it will again execute once. So it will just enter here, sum is equal to sum plus count 6. Again it will just go back, so count will be incremented to 4. Now again it will just come here, is 4 lesser than or equal to 3? 4 is not lesser than or equal to 3. At that time the execution here it stops, and then it will just come here and we'll just print total sum is equal to 6. So here also it is going to find the sum of first 3 natural numbers. That is 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. You just got. This is the answer. This 4, it is not for 4. Why it is not for 4? Because the condition was not false. The condition was not true. That is why. Understood? Any doubts you have? This is about your iteration construct. All, see here you have same thing. Initialization, condition check, incrementing operator. Everywhere for all the things you have the same thing. See, the exam that's what I told. In your computer science, arrive at the problem, you have various solutions. It is as simple as your mathematics. For one method, you have various methods to arrive at a solution. But which method you will choose, it's again an individual's need. It's up to the individual. And second thing is like, in case they ask you to write a problem, you are using say write a C program to find natural sum of first sum of n natural numbers. If this is the program given to you, is a question. Write a C program to find the sum of natural numbers. If this is find the sum of first n natural numbers. If this is the question given to you, you can use any of these method, while, do, or for loop. Any of the method. Some might write using while loop, some might write using do while loop, some might write using for loop. But in case they'll ask you write a C program to find sum of first n natural numbers using while loop. At that time, you have to use while statement itself. You can't use anything. Now, your first question, whose question is this? Banu. Banu, if
Yes, sir.
all the answers will be same for all the iteration constraints. Okay, same answers will arrive at. That's why I have taken the same questions I have given. Same answer it will arrive at. Ma'am, what is the difference between looping statement and do while statement? Listen here. Your looping statement is do while statement itself. Looping statement and do while statement are not two different things. Whoever is asking this question, let me be clear. Your do while statement is one of the looping statements. When you just talk about the looping statements, you have while loop, do while loop, and for loop. All these three are the looping statements. And for a particular problem, all these statements will lead to a same answer, same result. In mathematics, you have various methods. Whichever method you use, but the resultant will be the same. When you get the result same, only then you can just tell that method is valid, it is correct. Which method when you are going to use, that is again depending upon your choice and the application choice. Anything more? Anything more? Any more doubts? So this will complete your iteration construct. In the next topic we have arrays and what is that? After arrays you have input and output statement. That is a very simple small topic. So that will after that I will complete this array. So your C program is done. That is done. Your C program is done. Well, you have MS Office. MS Office ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ starting ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Anything else? Shall we close? Question. Why before the count is incremented, some statement was executed? I asked, what is the question? Please be clear. In which statement are you asking?
Remember the last program.
Last one. Why before the count increment, some statement is executed? Where is? Which line exactly? Which line exactly? This one only, no?
That for statement in the for statement.
How is this you got? You're asking?
No, before the count increment, after checking the condition, count is equal to 1 and count is less than or equal to 3.
No. Come, listen here. First, this will execute. Correct. Second, this will execute. Third, this will execute. Fourth, this will execute. If the condition is true, it will enter here. This will execute. After this is executed, it will go back here, right? Count is incremented. From here, again, it will just go back here. It will check the condition. After this statement only will be executed. It is the looping here. 1, 2, 3, looping here. Got
Okay.
it? And initialization will happen only once for that entire thing. Only once it will happen. It will not keep on repeating. Is your doubt clear?
Clear, ma'am. Clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Shall we close? Let's see. Shall we close?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay home. Bye.